Hello everybody. So today's fix is gonna be, if you're having troubles removing the key from the ignition, where you turn it on and then you try to turn it back and it doesn't quite go, and you need to kind of a wiggle, and you hear this, you're having kind of a hard click like that, and only then you can remove it. You need to look, because there's a cable that's running from the transmission neutral switch to the ignition, and most likely this is where your problem is. So today I'm gonna be getting access to the ignition and trying to position that cable in the right place, because most often that's what happens. If you open this panel and you do some stuff and you put it back, always check that that little cable is set in place, because it's really easy to move it and you don't notice that that has been done. So need to drop the panel and reset that lock in the right position. So in order to get to that cable, today we're gonna need to basically drop this panel down, because you cannot access this through instrument cluster. You cannot access or have a good access through the bottom panel. So in order to get there, we're gonna have to remove this console, we're gonna have to remove this panel, and then drop this panel, and only then we can get access there. Alright, so the tools that you're gonna need for this job are, you're gonna need a magnet, and this is for catching any little screws that you're gonna drop. You're gonna need a plastic wedge, you're gonna need a screwdriver, torque 20. You're gonna need a small flat screwdriver, you're gonna need a Torx 40, and you're gonna need a socket, a 10mm socket. That's all the tools that you're gonna need to do that job. First, we need to disconnect the battery to prevent any shorts or anything, because there's a lot of wiring under the dash. So to disconnect the battery and disconnecting the negative terminal, you need a 10mm socket. Okay, to remove the center console, you need to open that. You need to remove this little carpet inside, and you see there are two screws there. So M10 socket will remove them. Now some of the models also have two screws under the coffee cup, but this particular model doesn't have them. So to remove the ashtray, it comes to the side, just need to push on a shifter to the side, and this comes out, and I'm just gonna use it to store all my fasteners. Next, to remove this piece, we need to remove this cover. So with the plastic wedge, just go on the back, and it's always easy to do it with two hands, so just lift it up. Now just with my fingers, I'm just gonna pull up on the piece on two corners. There's a holder over here, there's a clip here, out here, and here. So there's 4 clips. Just careful so you don't bend this piece, like so, and like this. Now slide it forward and it's gonna come out. So that piece, place it on the floor. All right, so now, because the ignition, the battery is disconnected, you cannot turn the key. But in order to remove the ashtray itself, I need to put the shifter. So since I'm moving the shifter back, I need to put something under the tire to prevent the rollback. Alright, to put the shifter in a drive, you take a screwdriver, and if you look down, you'll see there's a little plastic piece that you need to push on, like so. Actually, let's see if I can do it with one hand. No, it's impossible. I need two hands. You push on it, and now you can put the shifter into drive position. Next, to disconnect the center console from this piece, we need to loosen up these two bolts under these covers. So there's one cover on this side and one cover on this side. This one's removed pretty easy. Just reach inside and slide the bottom out, kind of turn it, twist it like this, and it will come out. And you see, this is what's holding it. Those little clips. That's one, and same thing on the other side. Just reach in with your fingers, push up, and that separates. So you're gonna need a Torx 40 to loosen up this bolt, and the similar one is on this side. So it's basically, there is just a hook that kind of goes over, so you're not gonna unscrew it all the way. You're gonna feel when it's gonna stop. So you reach inside and you turn it, until it stops, and same thing you do on this side. All the way. Alright, so now this panel is ready to be removed. So to remove it, you grab it on the back and just kind of slide it back. And I think that's good enough. This is good enough. You don't need to go any further. So in order to remove this panel, there are two screws under the vents. There's one in this corner and one in this corner. And there are two clips on the bottom. So you need to reach later on the bottom and pull the clips down, and that will disconnect from the bottom. But to start with, let's take these screws out. So in order to gain access to the screw that's on the bottom there, we need to tilt this thing up, but it's still not showing. So there's a little lock. You can see there's one lock over here and one lock over here. So with a flat screwdriver, you need to reach in and oops, okay, come on, and just kind of pull towards, and now the thing goes all the way up. So you do this on this side, same thing need to do on this side. this didn't go all the way up. Okay, now it's all the way up, and if you look down there, you can see the screw. So with the screwdriver, with the Torx 20, we can reach in to that screw and we can loosen it up. Till it's all the way out. The screw will not come out, so don't be afraid that you're gonna drop it. Alright, so the bottom screws. Now you need to tilt it down. With the same screwdriver, you saw there was a second one. Kind of hard with one hand. Okay, that's one. And two. Now the two catches are located just in the corner there. It's hard to see them. One it's over here and one that's here. Most often the thing gets they get broken because people don't realize that they are there. So the previous owner already broke this side. Okay, let's see. So just put it in and just slide the thing down and it's out. Now I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. So that's the catch on this side, and you see this side is broken already, but because of the screw on the bottom, so this piece is holding on. Okay, we can remove this panel, and like I said, on the bottom you will feel there's like a wire clips in the corners, one over here and one over here, that you should pull down on them a little bit and then just slide the panel out. Now, like I said, the previous owner didn't know what he's doing, so he broken those. So now this panel just comes out without any problems. Now I'm just going to disconnect the wires. There's two wires on the bottom, so you need to push on a little tab over here and just slide the gray arm back, and this stuff just comes out on its own. And also there's this wire, so this panel can go also over here. The next thing, we need to remove the radio, and this only holding on two screws. So there's one screw over here and the same screw on the other side. So in situations like that, where you drop the screw, a magnet is a really big help. And we're just going to reach and we're going to retrieve this screw. Alright, and same thing we're going to do on the other side. And because I'm doing everything with one hand, I have to be extra careful. All right. Now I'm gonna have to use two hands because I need to hold the radio and I need to disconnect all the wires in the back. So just pull the radio out, disconnect the two antennas. There are two connectors, oh sorry, there are three connectors on this side, and then there's a CD optical wire. Alright, so we've got everything cleaned up here. Now we need to remove this panel. Oh, we need basically to drop it down. To drop down this panel, first need to take out three screws that holding it on this side. So next we need to drop down the panel that's located underneath this panel. So there are three screws on the bottom that we need to remove and drop it down. Alright, so here you have three screws. So this one, and another screw over here. So we need to take them out, and also we need to drop down the OBD connector, which is the two screws, 1 and 2. So I can't really show you guys that because it's really tight, but I'll do that and then we'll come back. So I removed the two screws holding this socket, and now to disconnect this wire, the wiring, and to disconnect this plug from the holder, because I need to push the wires through. What I need to do, just slide this top piece back, if I can do it with one hand like this. If you see, I slide it back and now the socket comes out, and I can push this, I can push the wires back. Okay, and next are gonna be the three screws. So when you're gonna take out the three screws, this panel is just gonna drop down. Okay, don't pull too hard on it because there is still some wiring and the hood cable that's holding it over here. So this is good enough like that. Let it be hanging down. So now we need to remove the screws that are holding this panel. Now you'll see there are two screws, one over here, one on this side over here. There are a few more screws under this cover, and there's one screw over here behind the light switch. So you're gonna have to excuse me, guys, because the lighting in my garage is not the best, but I do the best I can. So now we need to remove the side cover, and with the screwdriver just reach in and pop it open, and there's also a little thing on top like this. You swing it to the side and pull it towards you, and it will come off. So here you're gonna see that's the screw that we need to remove. So we're taking off Alright, so next I need to get to the screw that's located right here in the corner, and it's behind this light switch. So to remove the light switch, there's a screw under this park brake handle. So let's see if I can show it to you guys. Alright, so if you pull on a handle, you're gonna see two screws down here. So these are not the screws that you should take out. The screw that you're looking for is located up right under the handle. And okay, so you see it, guys, it's this screw over here on top that's holding that light switch. So that's the screw that you need to remove. So now that the screw is out, pulling this light switch is a piece of cake. What you need to do, just reach from the side and you're gonna feel there's a clip, a wide metal clip that you need to push and slide the switch out, and then reach further on the other side and it's a similar clip, and just push on it and this thing comes out. And now you just need to disconnect the wiring, and it's the same way. You need to push on a tab. Okay, come on, and slide the arm back. Alright, and these are the tabs that you need to squeeze in order to remove the switch out. So this one and this one on this side. Alright, so we're almost done. We have three more screws to remove and we'll be able to pull this panel off. So the screw that we need to remove, the one on top, is, you see it right there in the corner. So careful so you don't drop it. Okay, and then we have two last screws that is holding this panel on the bottom. So we need to go back to the bottom and remove those two screws. So you see there's a screw over here, and then there's a screw right here in the corner. Need to take them out. Alright, so all you have to do now is pull on this panel towards you and slide it down, just like so. Okay, and now you can see, and now you can see this is the cable that I was talking about. If this cable slides back, then it kind of hard to remove the key. So this needs to be positioned, pushed all the way in, and basically to be clicked in. So that plastic piece, that's what prevents the key from being removed. And you see this little clips, so position it back and make sure it's clicked all the way in. So to position this lock correctly, you see these tabs on the side, so you need to place it all the way down, find the right place, and when it's in, you need to slide it back all the way until these tabs are locked in place and it's secure. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching.